Welcome to the C-Suite of the Open Video series with TMX Group. I'm Arnie Goldstein, head of TSX Company Services based out of Vancouver. Joining me today is Theo Dechev, the Chief Executive Officer and President of Mundoro Capital. Welcome, Theo. I hope you're safe and well.
I am. Thank you very much for having us on your show.
It's our pleasure to host you. Tell me about Mundoro Capital and your business.
Absolutely. The way that you can think about Mundoro is a junior company that is focused on investing in base metal and precious metal projects that are primarily focused on copper and gold in the western portion of the Tethyan Belt, which is Eastern Europe, for the purpose of making another discovery for our industry and bringing online more world-class deposits of copper and gold.
What are some of the catalysts that may positively affect your business, Theo?
Well, because we are focused on copper and gold, obviously the commodities have a huge impact on our business. Copper, we believe in the long run, is a very strong and stable commodity. There is no doubt, and I think in a lot of analyst reports, that the demand for copper will continue. That's part of the infrastructure programs of many countries, but also the electrification of our kind of major cities, and even starting with rural cities, and obviously with electric vehicles. Those impacts take a while to hit the demand, but they are real, they are long-term, and they are very stable. So the short-term pressures that we're currently seeing in the copper markets as a result of, for example, the COVID-19 situation, which is affecting really demand in China, that we think is a short transient effect. We think that it will come back online, that there will be significant demand. And as a result, the mines will not be able to meet that short-term demand and even long-term demand. So we believe that copper as a commodity to invest in is a very strong and kind of future investment that people should be considering. So it impacts our business in the long term positively. The short term impact is because of COVID-19. It has certainly decreased short term demand, but we think that will recover.
What are your biggest challenges right now, and how are you addressing these?
I think the challenges that face most companies in the commodities business. So obviously the macro picture of what's going on in copper. I think that the gold price, although it has had a good run, is starting to see a little bit of resistance and increasing. We think that will change over the long run, but certainly today it's that overhang of what's going on in the commodities, which is affecting investing in the exploration business. Other impacts are that, budgets are being constrained because there is less capital. A lot of companies are reducing the capital to exploration, which is, unfortunate, but that tends to be one of the first places where budgets are cut. And as a result, with smaller budgets, you can do smaller programs. With smaller programs, you can't necessarily achieve all the results you want to achieve. So I think it's not necessarily specific exactly to Mundoro, but more of a broader macro picture for the exploration business. And I think that one of the ways that we can get around that, and certainly what we've been focusing on, is trying to really establish ourselves with the partner model. That's something that we've been doing for the last 4 years successfully, and we want to continue growing that. Some of the really large diversified mineral miners have a little bit more of a long-term view on exploration, and hence their budgets haven't necessarily always been as impacted as some of the smaller groups. So we think that's one way to mitigate it. The other thing is the capital markets. I've been doing this for a long time, since the late 1990s, and certainly the capital markets have changed their view on what kind of risk they're prepared to take. And certainly investing in junior equities in terms of exploration hasn't gotten the same attention as it did a number of years ago. And hence, I think Our business is trying to find other creative ways of financing exploration so that there can be more world-class discoveries in our business. One of the things that our industry has turned to is streaming and royalties as an alternative to traditional capital markets. Another way is the partner model, going after and partnering with the major miners that are ultimately going to be the companies that develop and mine these assets. So I think our industry is trying to find creative ways of financing what's vitally important, what we all know is extremely important, which is making more discoveries, because mining is vital to every society. But the capital flow has been definitely constricted over the last decade, if not more.
Great. Quickly, how would you sum up your investment proposition for Mundoro Capital?
Well, I think that it depends on what people really are looking to invest in, but we are a company that is trying to leverage our expertise, and our expertise is to get into a region, identify good areas for exploration. Those are usually quite strategic in terms of their location. Then we take those projects, we develop targets on them, and we essentially partner them out to the majors. That decreases the risk for our shareholders. We don't necessarily have to go out as often to finance, and that certainly helps when there is a discovery, that there's better equity appreciation. So the investment proposition for us is that we have a good stable cash in the company. We have good partners in the company. We have good projects and a team that can bring the projects and the partners together. And I think that's a unique combination. And certainly, we're always happy to answer shareholder or investor questions about the model.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining me today, Tio, and we'll see you on the markets.
Thanks very much for having us.